Good morning, FlossTube. It is Saturday, November 5th. This video will be uploaded on Sunday, November 6th. I am Sharon, and this channel is called Magnolia Nana. If you are new, welcome. I am privileged to be a part of a collaboration organized by Shirl McKinney of Tranquil Stitches. Thank you, Shirl, for including me. And we are all showing and telling about 3 of our favorite cross-stitch designers. You will notice in the description box below that the other floss tubers who are participating will be linked, and I encourage you to check those channels out if you have not already and learn more about the beautiful designs that are available to us now as stitchers. We have more than we can ever choose. What a blessing and what fun. So I will share today 3 of my favorite designers. There are many. I will be talking about Long Dog Samplers, Little House Needleworks, and Maura Blackburn Samplers. And I have lots to show and tell, but we are hoping to keep these videos about 15 minutes so that you can enjoy all of the stitchers and get all kinds of information about the designers. So I want to start with Long Dog Samplers. Her name is Julia Line. If you Google her, you will get a website as well as a blog. And I wanted to start by showing you the picture on her blog. This is Long Dog Samplers. And as you can see, she is a lover of long dogs, or lurchers, as some people call them. And I will be showing you in a moment some of her beautiful new designs, but I want to talk just a little bit about her. She grew up in post-war London, where everything was destroyed. Bomb sites, austerity, as she called it, and make, do, and mend. A very rough time to be growing up. But she had always been creative, encouraged to do what she felt she could do by her mom, and was already doing needlework at the age of 8. So as she matured into adulthood, she decided that designing her own beautiful needlework would be her passion and her career. And so she has done that. She loves the historic reproduction samplers, but she wanted something modern, something new, while pulling from the old beautiful designs. And so she described this as color in your face one moment and subtlety blended in the next. And also more motifs to the inch. And if you know her designs, you know that they're full of beautiful motifs. Her challenge to us as stitchers is to take our needles and run with them as fast and as far as our imaginations will allow us to go. So when you stitch her designs, she encourages you to come up with your own color palette if you prefer. You can certainly use hers, and to use your imagination. Her 20th anniversary of designing was commemorated by the most famous cross-stitch, Death by Cross Stitch, which a lot of you are stitching or have completed. I have not been brave enough. And then the follow-up design was called Life After Death. Her main goal is that her designs be an addictive stitch, and I think that is quite the case. I'm going to show you very quickly her newest designs, which I will show you as a picture. This one is called Game of Swans, and you know, you're going to be better off just doing your own search, I think. But I will hold this up just to show you the beautiful pictures. It's not going to come through the way I would like for it to. This is her new Christmas design called Crosswords. But let me go ahead and just show you what I have myself and a piece or two that I have stitched. So the new designs, Game of Swans, Crosswords, Descending Order, and Spangled. Those are the newest ones that I could access. So the ones that I have in process, the first is called Dank Worth. And if you've watched my videos before, you've seen me talk about this one. I purchased it because of the unicorns, but also because of the beautiful bands. So I'll show you my little bit of start here. I bumped into a counting error and put it in timeout. But can you see how beautiful her color choices are? I can't imagine changing the colors on her multicolor designs. So this will be a very large piece. This is Dank Worth. And then I had started another one of her designs that comes from her package called Foursome Reel. And this one is the one right here, which is a Quaker design. I am right here. Where is that squirrel? Is that the squirrel right there? This is where I was. And you can see that some frogging is going to have to take place. But another fun design, and this one I did make my own color choices. Lots of rich jewel tones. And then the one that I completed for an anniversary, which is also from Foursome Reel, and it is this piece, which I'm about to show you, which I did in a blue colorway. This is one of my favorite pieces that I've ever done. Forgive me for the awkwardness here. So this is Julia's beautiful sampler. Can you see all those motifs? You see why she says more motif to the inch. Oh my goodness. And you've seen this before if you have been with me at all. Beautiful, beautiful piece. So Long Dog Samplers, Julia Line, Google Long Dog Samplers, and you will find her regular website and then a blog that she updates too. Lots of fun pictures of her Irish wolfhounds, greyhounds, maybe even a Scottish deerhound. I love looking at her dog pictures. The next person I would like to focus on is Maura Blackburn, and her samplers are inspired by all the ones that she has seen and studied in museums. I was not able to find a direct website link to her, but if you look at bothythreads.com, which I will put down below, or a blog called oursampleryears.blogspot.com, you will see many of her gorgeous samplers. And on the oursampleryearsblogspot.com, there is an interview with her, and that has been shared in the blog. The very first sampler that Moira charted is the Time and Season sampler. But she studies and reproduces or creates her samplers from those of the 19th century. In the interview, they ask her her favorite tools and fabrics, and she said she loves Belfast 32 count and Edinburgh 35 count from Zweigart, and she prefers unbleached and darker shades of linen. She also enjoys knitting, machine quilting, curtains, cushions, bags, all kinds of sewing. Does not do as much stitching anymore because of her hands. She also loves dogs and spends a lot of time walking her 3 dogs. Her favorite sampler that she has designed of all the ones that she has, and there are many, is this one, which I had purchased this spring. It is called Keep Me. And she calls this her very favorite sampler. This is one I really want to start when one of my big pieces is finished. And I do want to call your attention to the hair. She mentions that she collects items that have hares or rabbits on them because, of course, M for Moira, and then the running hair through the motif, where Julia's motif design, and I should have showed you that, I'm scattered today, is the long dog. Can you see that? Such fun. So another Maura Blackburn that I'd like to share is one I also have not stitched yet, but it is called The Pains of Love. And I know if you're with me for a while, you remember me pointing out the greyhound here, the hares here, the beautiful deer. I mean, it's just full of gorgeous motifs. And her borders and alphabets are also from her study of these reproduction samplers of the 19th century. And then the one that I am presently stitching, and this you will find on the Bothy Threads website, is this beautiful Country Cottage, I believe it's called. Yes, Country Cottage. And it's gotten a little bit of love at my house, not a lot, but I'm beginning work on the house itself. You can see if I get close enough, the bricks in the house are actually a blend of 2 DMC colors. But I think I've told you before, her colors are so happy, so beautiful. So that's just a small part of Country Cottage by Maura Blackburn. The last designer I'd like to share today is Little House Needleworks, and I'd be surprised if you had not heard or stitched much of her designs. She has been designing since the 1990s and was first a freelance designer for Leisure Arts and for the Love of Cross Stitch magazines. In 2003, she started self-publishing. Her daughter, Nikki, is the designer behind Country Cottage Needleworks, and it's all a family business. Her son-in-law, Ronnie, helps with the classic Colorworks threads, which they own. She also has punch needle designs. I do not punch needle, but many of you do, and she has beautiful punch needle designs. You can Google her as well to get the official website, or littlehouseneedleworks.blogspot.com, and her blog is fun to follow. News of the stitching, family news, that kind of thing. So her newest design is called The Rooster and the Hens. She also has several others: Four Seasons, Farm Life, Fruit of the Seasons, and one about women's suffrage. Suffrage Act is the name of that one. And a lot of beautiful sampler tree ornaments. So if you will look on her website, you will see those. Let me show you, I have so many of her designs, and we will round this up. This one is stitched, and I will show you that piece right now. It is called Psalm 145. And here is my stitched piece. Let me get my white to go behind it. Where is that? This is one I'd really like to go ahead and get framed. And you can see you personalize with your own initials. Love that one. And this one is so well known. Everyone has stitched either this first version or the newer version, Home of a Needleworker. And this one also needs to be framed at my house. I love this one. I actually stitched this one on Ada, but I still love it. The little brown house. So you all know this one, or the newer version. And then this one is also very well known. It's called The Bookshelf. Many people stitch this. You can adapt the book choices, which we did. We changed Wuthering Heights to Jane Eyre. This is also on a darker Ada, but such a fun stitch. Her designs are Americana, with a little bit of country and a little bit of folk art. She also likes to pull from the old samplers and make the motifs her own. You'll find in her designs a lot of sheep, which I love as well. This one is Hands to Work, Hearts to God. So many of us have done this one and love that sentiment. And I'll show you my piece. It is framed, shocker. And it does hang in honor in my home. So you can see her colors. Love this one. So you have sheep in the yard and the little girl with the shepherd's crook. Then I have 2 or 3 that I stitched for other people. So I do not have the design and I don't even have a picture. But this series was so much fun. She did little girls who were doing different activities. This one was reading. And I stitched this for one of my daughters in this same colorway because she loves the lavender and purple. And with these, you were using a silk overdyed. No, not silk, but overdyed floss. And if you can see what I have left, those are actually, are these crescent? Well, obviously, if she owns classic, they're crescent colors, but now I'm sure it's classic color works that she also owns. But those were fun to work with. And then another sampler called Summer Sampler, which I did for a dear friend. And you can see these colors, I believe they are silk. Yes, these are silk. This was my first experience stitching with silk. I don't know if you can see that at all. Probably not, but they were beautiful to work with. And then we have one more old design, which I really want to stitch. This is about a favorite doll. I think this would be a quick stitch. Love that one. It is called The Old Doll. And the one that we just purchased a weekend ago at our needlework shop is called Bringing Home the Tree. So one of her precious ornaments. My daughter chose this because of the darling little dog and the little houses. So Little House Needleworks, I don't think I told you her name, Diane Williams. So sorry I ran over by 2 or 3 minutes. I don't feel that this was quite as organized as I would like for it to be, but know that all 3 of these designers have delightful options, and get on your computer and search them, pick a favorite pattern. Again, thank you, Shirl, and all the other participants. We'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.